apologize about my hair looking kind of weird. It's still partially wet, so. Shalom, buenos dias. Hello. I know that technically speaking, I said that my next video was going to be me following a tutorial. That's not a lie per se, because I actually did film that one before this. I'm just still in the process of editing it, and this is gonna be something that I can put together real quick. So it's going to be up after this one, but it was filmed before this one. So I'm a liar, but I'm not a liar. Also, I'm gonna talk a bit about it at a later time, but I got this finally. I've been wanting to try it out for a long time. The BB cream from Nisha, is that how you say it? It's like a K-beauty brand. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and I really wanted to try it out, and I freaking love it. I don't know if you can tell, I feel like it makes my skin look so beautiful. The only problem is that the one I got was slightly too pink, so I'm gonna have to get the more yellow tone one. As you guys know, I do have like a yellower tone body, but my face is pinker, so that's a bit sad. But other than that, I love like the finish. I feel like it doesn't sink into my fine lines as much. Obviously getting close, you'll see my wrinkle here more than normal. But if you guys remember me talking about how much I like the Bounce foundation from Beauty Blender, it's very similar to that in the effect that it gives, while being a lot better for you, I suppose. So A+. Anyway, that tangent aside, hello, welcome back to my story. If you did not know, my name is Harley Nouveau, and the purpose of this channel is to document my journey towards my North Star, while hopefully helping you find yours along the way. So if that seems like the place for you, subscribe to my channel and add your name to the storybook that is my life. I got this idea for this video because I was watching the channels that I'm subscribed to from a YouTuber named Rare Beauty Envy. She's very chill, very down to earth, very authentic, and I don't think that she originated this tag, but I didn't see who did in her comment section, so I'm crediting her. This is the Hypocrite YouTuber tag, I suppose is what it's called. It's another one of those, I answer like 10 questions about a specific topic. You know the drill, I've done it before with my beauty consumer tag. So without further ado, let's get on with this. Question 1, have you ever blocked anybody on Instagram? I don't know if I've ever talked about this on my channel before, and I don't know if it's just a me thing. I haven't really asked around. I have a really big problem on my Instagram specifically with what seems to be African/Middle Eastern men messaging me, hitting on me, and trying to like hook up. I don't even know if they're real accounts, to be honest with you. And part of me is like, are they human traffickers? Are they bots? I don't know, but it's always like the same exact kind of personality that's like, hey, I see that you're a girly guy who wears makeup and you're kind of big and I'm into that. But they never want to show you pictures of themselves and they just act kind of weird. I caught on to that a long time ago. It's been like a year now since that started happening. And I don't really pay any attention. I just kind of delete and block at this point. So I blocked that. As far as problems, like personal problems I've had with somebody that led to a block, no. I've been blocked by a few people though. I say that proudly because they're trash. Question 2, do you envy other YouTubers? Envy is such a interesting, I don't know how to answer this question, to be honest with you, because I feel like everybody envies everybody in some facets. There are people whose wardrobe I envy, whose home I envy. I envy the fact that they live in the city they live in. Obviously, I envy Jeffree Star's $12 million mansion and the fact that he lives like in Calabasas. But as far as a specific channel of which I envy, I find myself getting not necessarily disheartened, but I don't have like the most amazingly regular upload schedule. I go through like periods where it's great and then periods where it's kind of not so great. I do envy people who are able to keep the motivation to consistently record and upload every day, because I feel like it's so time consuming, you know? I envy that. As far as like envying their channel format, I don't know. Not really. Question 3, have you ever responded to a comment in a rude way? So I've gotten some rude comments on some of my older videos, and I've had, I'm not gonna ever tell you about it. I was actually on a court TV show a long time ago, and people on that video, while most of them were supportive, a few were like really rude about the fact that I, in their words, I know this is offensive, looked like a he/she. So that was offensive. But I never responded to those. And I don't ever respond to hate comments that I personally get in a rude way, because there's no point. Now granted, in my community, we love to read, not read, but read. We love to throw shade. I am no exception to that rule. I consider myself fairly quick-witted and sharp-tongued, but I feel like a lot of the times when you respond to rudeness with rudeness, it comes from a place of insecurity or caring too much about what other people think of you. I give absolutely zero shits. I can look in the bottom of my bag all day long and I will not find one shit to give. And because of that, I don't respond to rudeness in a rude way. On the videos I have gotten rude comments on, I usually just kind of laugh it off or poke fun at myself with them. For instance, my Ariana Grande vlog, I had somebody making fun of me for not knowing the lyrics. I didn't know the lyrics, girl, but I was still getting my life, and I was like, lyrics? We don't know her, because we didn't. Question 4, what is your favorite video that you've ever done? I think my favorite video, I have videos that are like my favorite for different reasons. My favorite I've ever looked was actually in my video where I announced I was taking a break. I don't know what it was about my foundation and my makeup in that video, but I feel like I looked snatched. My favorite video itself would probably be the one I filmed around Halloween, where I recreated, or I did a makeup look inspired by the Evil Queen. As you guys know, I can't stress this enough, I am single white female obsessed with fairy tales. I wanted to do something where I showed that love and appreciation. Granted, life circumstances prevented me from being able to do too many of those. I think I literally did one, but I did some for my Instagram, and yeah, I love the way it turned out. I love the way the whole video went. Probably my favorite one I've done so far. And also my collab videos with Jasmine, I love those too. Question 5, what video are you embarrassed about? I mentioned it briefly. I am embarrassed by my Ariana Grande video because I don't think I realized the way audio works with the camera. I thought you'd be able to pick up her singing more than me. And when you're surrounded by such loud noises, you cannot really hear yourself well. I was singing so pitchy, so off key. I don't know whose words I was singing. It was a mess. Granted, it was amazingly fun, but probably the most embarrassing video I've had. Our flaws are part of what make us who we are, so why be embarrassed about them? So as far as like my skin or the way I looked in a specific video, I don't really care. Just that, cringy. Question 6, have you ever had a problem with other YouTubers? Personal problem? No. There are plenty of YouTubers that I do have issues with. Not that I'm anybody and we haven't had an altercation, because most of them are way bigger than me. Keemstar, for example, Onision, for example. Shit like that. I haven't had like a smaller YouTuber that I've butted heads with. Mostly because I've only actually become friends with one YouTuber, and she's really sweet and we get along really well. So not yet, although I do, not that I'm looking forward to butting heads with somebody, but I do kind of look forward to my first altercation with a YouTuber, only because I feel like that's one of those milestones that you're starting to make an impact. If that makes any sense. Probably sounds stupid. Question 7, if you could go back in time, what would you change about your channel? Probably quite a bit. Obviously, when I started my channel, I was not in the most positive headspace. There were a few videos I did where I feel like I kind of started to border into like toxic territory with my personality. And also, I have a really bad habit of being like, I'm gonna start this series, or I'm gonna start this, and I'm gonna do it. And then it doesn't work out that way. I really need to quit verbalizing so much my plans and then just do them. That way I don't feel like I'm constantly missing the mark. For instance, I haven't recorded a Beauty and the Tea in a while because sometimes I just struggle to figure out what to talk about. So I'm always like, okay, this is my new schedule, this is my new plan. Does it happen? No. That's what I would change most of all. That's pretty much the only thing I would change, because my whole purpose of my channel, as you know, is my journey towards my North Star. Mistakes are gonna be made. That's part of the, not beauty, but that's part of the authenticity of the experience. I'm very big on authenticity and being real. Question 8. Have you ever copied another YouTuber's video? I have, actually. And not just in that, like I'm doing now, where I see a tag that I want to do. I have verbatim copied an idea from somebody that is not something that was like a popular trend. I did communicate that with her though, and that was my one YouTuber friend, Body for Days. did a couple of videos where she recreated a makeup look from one of her subscribers or her friends and kind of talked about them and their impact on her. I totally mocked the idea for my Thanksgiving series where I copied my mom's makeup, my best friend's makeup, and my own makeup, and then talked about my journey through the years with those three people. I totally stole that from her. Forever grateful that she gave me the idea and that she was gracious enough to let me steal it. But I don't think, I had this problem when I was in school for painting. I don't see a huge deal with copying things to an extent as long as you are able to put your essence into it. If you verbatim copy it step by step by step and you do nothing new, you do nothing to change it or nothing to make it more your perspective on something, I have an issue with that. I think a lot of times what really makes the difference is intent and overall execution. If you have nothing new to put into it or no new perspective to give, then don't copy. Otherwise, I don't really care. Again, I think that goes back to giving too much power over to what other people think of you. If you are that upset that someone copied your work, reevaluate. I mean, obviously it would be a little bit of a bummer if I did something completely original, someone else took it and got way more popular than me. Fine. That would maybe hurt my feelings, but I wouldn't care that they copied me so much as I would care about the fact that people cared more about them than me. I am just a bundle of contradictions. Question 9, have you ever disliked a video? God, my hair. Dislike my hair, does that count? No, I have not ever disliked a video. I don't really see the purpose in it for the most part. I don't find it productive. If I don't enjoy someone's video, I just move on. I don't give it any more of my time. I feel like the dislike button is a way for people to make themselves feel better about putting someone else down within reason. If your video is harmful or offensive or negatively impactful in some way, dislike away. That one girl whose name I cannot remember for the life of me, but she did that video called Dear Fat People. I understand why everyone disliked it because it was trash. But even if it's something as simple as, there's this woman I follow on my channel, she comments on all of my videos, and she's really sweet, she does makeup, she seems like such a beautiful soul, but I've noticed on some of her videos that people dislike it. I don't know why they would dislike it other than maybe they just don't like her because she hasn't really done anything wrong. I feel like that is stupid and ridiculous and toxic. You're allowed to have your opinions on people, but the whole point of the dislike button seems to be similar to the downvote function on Reddit, a way for people to just kind of make other people feel bad about their opinions instead of being used for an actual productive way. And finally, question 10, do you have a fake account? I actually did not know that this was a thing until this tag, and I had to research what it meant. I guess it is popular, especially for the more well-known people, to have fake accounts where they can kind of either say things they wouldn't normally be able to get away with saying or be a part of things that they would not be comfortable being a part of. Let's say you're joining a hate group. Let's say you are defending yourself from someone else's perspective so it looks like you're a fan. Or maybe even talking crap to yourself to make it look like there's some new narrative. I feel like, with the exception of trying to maintain a semblance of privacy, in which case you could just have a private account, the whole purpose of a fake account is to kind of give you the power to be a coward. Maybe those are some heated words. I do not have a fake account. I don't see the purpose of it. There are very few things that I feel uncomfortable voicing my opinion on. There maybe are a few things that I feel like I need to formulate how I want to say it because I know that I have foot and mouth syndrome and I don't want to present myself in a way that is not authentic. There's the word again. In which case, just take your time and actually think before you speak. But there's nothing that I feel like I would need to hide from people, and I feel like that's the purpose of the fake account, is to hide or do something shady. But maybe that's just me. And that is all for this Hypocrite YouTuber tag. I'm not really sure where the name comes from, but I thought it was kind of cute. If you have any thoughts about my answers or you want to do this tag yourself, feel free. You don't have to credit me because I didn't originate this. You can try to find who did. Otherwise, I don't know, do what you want. The world is full of limitless opportunities, and if you spend all of your life trying to formulate your decisions around how other people will see it, you're gonna live a very boring and bland life without much meaning. So be you, be true, and take care of yourselves. As always, I am Harley Nouveau, and I wish each of you every happiness until our stars next align.